At the top right, we have the FXOpen open player who is tearing it up against Alive, and Bjal, now he's up against the fellow Protoss player, against another Son of Ire. This is
FXOpen.
A wildcard Protoss of FXOpen. Showing straight up games today. Nothing really weird coming out of him.
except for this cannon attack that we saw in the early game against Bjal, of course.
Yeah.
But with his immortal push, he sealed the deal. To the bottom left, we have his opponent, the last man standing for Fnatic. Is he able to come through for his team? It is
Fnatic Radical Order.
It is Oz, and the map is Grand Lagoon. Oz looking really concentrated here, really focused, concentrating on the game.
Yep. And he was the runner-up of Code. Just a little stat there, lost to Curious 4-0. I think that was the final season that we had finals of Code.
And by the way, currently, if you look at the mini-map, at first glance, this map looks a little bit like Ohana, just with reverse positions.
It just doesn't quite give you that family feel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, in case you guys didn't know, Ohana actually means family.
Yeah. Even if you didn't talk about that earlier, I want to make sure everybody knows.
Yeah, I don't really think we mentioned that before.
I just can't remember, so...
Yeah, I mean, better safe than sorry, so we just want to throw it out here.
The second gas has been taken really quickly here for Oz. And he also has his quick scout, so see his opponent's gas timing. The map size here is huge, but in Protoss versus Protoss, that does not matter until the robotics tech is out. Warp gate research, they have the technology to warp anywhere within the map as long as there is pylon power. What is your opinion on the new change with the pylon on the low ground cannot warp on the high ground part of this one? What do you think about that?
Didn't really have to deal with it, but I think it takes something away from the game. I'm not quite sure if I really like it. I liked it that you had to scout and that you were not always sure what could happen with the... I mean, usually you need the high ground vision, so you need an observer, you need a Phoenix, hallucination, something along those lines. So I really don't think that's the best change. We might see that being reversed.
I hope so. Sure. I just wanted to add that I found that it does remove something from the game that is a cool mechanic, and the all-ins that people were using with the pylon on the high ground that were at a time are too strong have been figured out, and I don't think that's a big problem. Look at this, Oz with the Phoenix play coming out here.
Yeah, Oz with Phoenix, and we mentioned earlier, if he loses, then the match is over, and Oz, sorry, the FXOpen will have won the entire team match, but you know what they say, it's not over until the fat lady sings.
Yep. And right now, this is an awkward position for Oz's Stalker. He's going to have to get up that ramp and use a sentry, but... Oh wow, will he trap? Nicely done. As long as he micros that Stalker, he is going to be getting a free Zealot here. But the pressure coming out is going to be a problem. Oh, you cannot lose a sentry. Nice control by Oz. If he loses that sentry, though, he's going to really regret it. The Stalker is up. He will likely lose that sentry and the Stalker just because great targeting. Vice here, and the pylon's going to finish.
He's actually just able to move back with the Stalker, but look at how damaged his units actually are. This is really a problem for him right now. This Stalker is dying, and the sentry will probably going down very soon too. This is horrible for us right now. And at the same time, we have the Traveler Archive done for his opponent, and Tyr is going for DTs.
Yep, he's going DTs. He sees the Stargate, so he's like, well, I was going to go Blink, but now they know you don't have protection. Going DTs. Oh, this is not a good warp-in location for Oz. He loses one Stalker without even a single shot fired.
It might not even come to the DTs. He's trying to trap all those Stalkers, and a great force field to actually trap the units, but there's a little bit of space left behind the force field that Tyr uses now to escape.
And so many probes going down here. Oz made a lot, though, and it looks like actually probes so far are the answers, but he still has no way to deal with the DTs. And if I'm Oz right now, I gotta be thinking, I gotta get some detection out here because he knows I am vulnerable. He knows my weakness, and he's got a forward pylon right at my doorstep.
And there's another one to the bottom right.
Yep.
I don't think that Oz has any means of stopping this. How does he transition out of it? It's not actually stopping the DTs. The problem is that he is up against the Stalkers, and they alone might be able to finish him.
He keeps warping in units in a vulnerable location because he wants to have them fight right away, but he takes so many hit point losses here. And the Dark Shrine, it is done. It's completing right now back at home. There's no way for him to stop that. He doesn't even have a sentry.
There's nothing he can do.
DT is warping in.
This is going to be GG. Well, Tyr is pulling off the win.
It looks like it. DT's come in. This is a risk that you take build order-wise when you play Protoss vs. Protoss.
GG! FXOpen defeats Fnatic with a 5-2. Tier wins against Alive, Bjal, and Oz.
Tier is MVP today for sure.
Yeah.
And I think he very clearly planned on doing a Blink Stalker pressure build. Did not matter when he saw the Stargate, he said DTs. And like you said, without the Dark Shrine, he would have even found himself in a head position. If he decided to go Blink instead, he would have still killed him with the Stalker micro. Oz not able to even make a single Phoenix. Now you can see the Fnatic team a little bit disappointed with their loss, but they're not out yet. They will fall to the losers bracket.
Yes, indeed they will. And FXOpen, Choya, he talked about it in the interview. They will have the situation that they wanted to be in. They are in the winners bracket. They have this break where they can focus on the next game. So a very comfortable position for them to be in. And a great performance today by the entire team. We didn't see Gumiho, we didn't see Lino because they were not needed. In the end, Sirius taking one win, Lucky another one, and Tier, he sealed the deal. He finished it.
He sealed it, man. I was actually really impressed with this play today. It was oftentimes pretty standard. Obviously, the cannoning was very bold, and that was something that he did that was a little bit weird on the first map, but it didn't even come down to that at the end. It came down to his really great timings, a micro. I think this guy he's always been a pretty good heavy hitter for FXOpen, doesn't always come out, but he's someone that everyone's going to be thinking about a lot more going into this winners bracket.
So much pressure just being executed by Tier today, especially in the last match when we saw him facing Oz. If not for the DTs, to be honest with you, I think he would have still taken it.
Yeah,
absolutely.
absolutely.
He had so much pressure out there. He microed really well.
He was making extra gateways at home.
Yeah.
He had the Twilight Council, so he was either going to go DTs or Blink, and if he goes for Blink, Blink's going to finish before the Dark Shrine anyways, and then he would just have those Stalkers that were already killing him with Blink. How can Oz deal with that? He can't surround with probes against Blink. That was a tough situation for him.
We, of course, having an interview once again today with the manager of FXO, with Choya, and the MVP, obviously going to be Tier. And here we have him, MVP for the FXO team. Let's see what he has to say about today's game.
이렇게 팀에 도움을 줄 수 있게 돼서 정말 기분이 좋습니다.
네, 저는요 FXOpen
He's very happy that he could contribute to his team and of course the win as well. Also pretty excited about being the MVP today.
혼자 다 끝냈잖아요. 조금 서운하지 않았나요?
네, 저는 그때 서운하진 않았고 그냥 경쟁이 다 끝내줘서 저는 정말 편했어요.
아, 편했다. 그래도 욕심 났을 것 같은데.
In the last season, he actually thanks Gumiho for all killing in the finals. He wanted to play a little bit in the finals, but he was really happy that Gumiho was able to take the all kill against Slayers.
한 팀을 만나게 됩니다. 어떤 팀과 만나고 싶어요?
TSL
왜?
저번 GSTL 때 TSL전에서 킬을 했기 때문에
He personally wants to play against TSL next.
센 선수가 많은 것 같아요. 그래서 TSL이랑
One of the players, or one of the teams that he really likes is Prime as well. He thinks that they are really strong, but he personally had 2 wins against TSL players already this season, so he feels a lot more confident against the TSL team, and that's one of the reasons why he wants to face them next.
그리고 그렇게 경기하다 보니까 이렇게 이길 수 있어요.
네, 알겠습니다. 전반적으로 굉장히 부담감하신 것 같아요. FXOpen 감독.
He prepared to play against Zerg players today, but he was also able to win against Terran and against Protoss.
이야기를 나눠볼게요.
Yeah, this guy played every match of the day. He feels pretty good about his performance today.
Well, let's take a look at Choya, the mind behind the decisions.
일단 매우 기쁘고요.
See what he's got to say here about the match.
GSTL이 없는 걸로 알고 있는데 좀 더 팀원들 연습 더 시켜서 승자조에서도
We always lost in our first match in GSTL, but this time we broke the curse. We won this time, and we've got now a 3-week break. So he mentioned this before. You know, he's very happy about that because he has a lot of time to prepare.
네.
프라임에 친한 선수도 많긴 한데
It's very relaxing when you get that early win.
하고 싶기도 하고 그 라스베가스 걸렸을 때 4강에서 저희 팀이
Despite the fact that Tier feels more confident against TSL, I'd actually rather face Prime because I'm good friends with Prime and I'm good friends with the players. I know them well.
슬레이어스밖에 없습니다. FXOpen도 또
Last time we lost to Prime, we were trying to go to Vegas. So we kind of want the revenge, and so that's actually kind of a cool thing to say, because even though they got the win last season, they're still a little bit bitter about the first season this year.
일단 오늘 고병재 선수랑 이동현
This is our
선수
third season of GSTL for some newer viewers.
승자조에서 어느 팀이 올라올지 모르겠지만 저희 팀 엔트리
He didn't really want to make his players feel pressured about winning today, and he was pretty happy that they didn't even have to show Gumiho or Leenock. Pretty cool he doesn't have to show those strategies to his opponent's team. They're still kind of unknown. It's kind of the king top players on the bench. He says thank you to all the players for practicing so hard in the team house.
애들이 정말 고마운 게 개인
He would also,
더 많이
just like to add that he wants to be champion this season.
항상 고맙고 감사하게 생각하고 있어요.
네, 다음 경기도 또 기대하도록 하겠습니다. 감사합니다.
He's actually very thankful his players are, looking more at the GSTL rather than the individual league, which makes him, of course, look good as the main coach.
And at the same time, one point that was already mentioned is that Leenock and Gumiho didn't have to play today. So it's not only about saving up the strategies for the next GSTL match, but also for the individual league performance.
Yeah.
They stated that they really want to focus on the team league, but at the same time, Leenock has Koda's matches coming up, and Gumiho, on the other hand, well, it's just like all of them have really, really important games in the individual league coming up as well.
And here are our results. You can see that Sirius was able to take the first win here. Only Rain and Alive for Fnatic were able to take wins, only the Terran players. Then Tyr was able to kill Alive, Byul, and Oz, all three of them in a row. And as soon as we get out of this elevator, you can take a look at the schedule coming up here. Slayers versus LGIM will be tomorrow's match. That is going to be super stacked. Tell all your friends to tune in tomorrow, and make sure that you also tell them it's going to be early. It's going to be at 2 p.m. Korean Standard Time, 4 hours earlier than normal. Get everybody in here watching that. That is like the two king teams, I feel, as far as fan base goes, and as far as skill, Koda's players, champions.
It's the
get
last
people watching that.
Up.
Yeah.
And this is going to be a great game, as Wolf already mentioned. LGIM looked so strong against Fnatic and also against NSOSO, of course. But we will be back tomorrow a little bit earlier, as already mentioned. So guys, stay tuned for another great GSTL weekend tomorrow with LGIM up against Slayers.